the cry of the tired heart, the cry of those who have been misunderstood, judged, or looked down upon. For persons with disabilities or caregivers, this cry feels familiar. You have seen the stares, the whispers, the pity, but God sees the dignity. Hello, and welcome to Limitless Grace, where we discover that God's love is unchanging, even in life's hardest seasons. I'm your host, Grace Kinga. Today's reflections come from a short but powerful psalm, Psalms 123, a prayer for mercy, for patience, and for grace in the waiting. Psalms 123, it says, verse 1, "Unto you I lift up my eyes, O you who dwell in the heavens." There are times in life when all we can do is look up. When we have prayed every prayer, fought every battle, and the answers still don't come, grace whispers, "Look up again." Maybe that's where you are today, weary, uncertain, or carrying more than you can bear. And yet, even in that place, there is power in the upward gaze. When we lift our eyes, we are saying, "Lord, I don't understand what's happening, but I trust you still see me." Faith is not about having all the answers. It's about knowing where to look when we don't. There might be a person right now sitting beside their loved one's hospital bed. Maybe the machines beeping, the nurses moving quietly. There's nothing you can fix. But as you look up and whisper a small prayer, you will feel seen. Not because the situation changes immediately, but because your heart will be held by God. That's what Psalms 123 invites us into. Not explanations, but intimacy with the one who watches over us. In the same book of Psalms 123 and verse 2, it says, "Behold, as the eyes of servants look to the hand of their masters, and as the eyes of a maid to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God, until he has mercy on us." This is not idle waiting, it's watchful trust. A servant watches their master's hand for a signal, a small gesture of care. Likewise, we watch for God, not passively, but with expectations. Sometimes grace means learning to wait without ever losing hope. Caregivers understand this so deeply. I know they do. You wait for healing, you wait for rest, you wait for strength that only God can supply. And still, you keep showing up. to feed that child or that person, to wash and clean them, comfort and keep believing that all will be well. That is holy waiting. Joyce Meyer once said, patience is not the ability to wait, but how we act while waiting. Even in the silence, God is working. Even when heaven feels quiet, His mercy is not delayed, it's being prepared. And in verse 3, we read, have mercy on us, O Lord, have mercy on us. For we are exceedingly filled with contempt. The psalmist's cry is one we all know. The cry of the tired heart. The cry of those who have been misunderstood, judged, or looked down upon. For persons with disabilities or caregivers, this cry feels familiar. You have seen the stares, the whispers, the pity, but God sees the dignity. He doesn't look away, He leans in. I once watched a father who was pushing his adult son's wheelchair down a very muddy road as they were going to church. And each push took effort, yet his face was full of peace. To the world, it looked like struggle. To heaven, I'm sure it looked like worship. Grace doesn't remove the struggle, not always. It redeems it. So when you whisper, Lord, have mercy, you are not weak. You are choosing dependency on a faithful God. And this book of Psalm 123 ends with longing, not yet answered, but full of faith. Because mercy always comes. Maybe not when we expect, maybe not how we imagine, but it comes. The same God we look up to is also looking at us, watching, laughing, and sustaining us. When you can't find the strength to start, lift your eyes. Grace will meet you there. Our eyes look to the Lord our God until He has mercy on us. That is not resignation, it's trust. It's the quiet confidence that even when life feels uncertain, God's mercy is on the way. Someone once said, when you can't trace God's heart, trust His heart. Thank you so much for joining me on Limitless Grace. Remember, God's mercy is new every morning, and His grace has no limits. I am Grace Kinga, reminding you that every story, every tear, and every moment of waiting is held in the hands of a loving God. Until next time, keep lifting your eyes, for grace is nearer than you think. Love you so much, and God bless you.